What is up, and welcome back to another episode of Blood and Beer, the show where we talk blood sport and we drink beer. As always, we've got some MMA to talk today. We got a pick'em show. We got a pick'em show coming at you. Goodness gracious. UFC Fight Night. Last one before Holloway versus Pereira. This one's kind of a dud, but it's Hernandez versus Pereira. We're going to get into it, get you some picks, make you some money. We're up at 105 or 115 last week. No, 103 last week, 88.50 because we were down 15 year to date. So we're up 88.50 year to date. Gonna try to bounce those numbers back because we put 1,000 up a card. $88 on the year is not very profitable. Not even $1 a day. Beer we're drinking today, it's Citra Ass Down Double India Pale Ale. It's kind of not very good, but I like the can. Kind of not very good at all. All right, but we're going to kick things off with the first fight that they have listed. Probably not going to be the first fight of the night, but it's Austin Lane taking on Robelis Despain. Lane's a plus 315 dog. Despain minus 400 favorite. And Austin Lane, he's an athlete. I think he's a former NFL player. But Robelis Despain, kickboxing stud. Dude hits hard as fuck. Up until his last fight, everything was ending in the first 30 seconds every time he fought. If Lane can wrestle him, he's going to get the win, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do that because Austin Lane is not very good. He's been knocked out before, but Robelis Despain is clueless off his back. So with these odds, minus 400, plus 315, keep me away from it. I'm not messing with it. It'd be nice to hit a little $50 plus 315 on Austin Lane, but he's not very good. And then you'll have to forgive me. It's not because they're women's fights, but we skipped over the next three fights that were listed. They were all women's fights. They were all out of the top 15. They were all just duds, not even going to get into it. So that brings us to Brad Katona versus John Matsumoto. Plus 220 for Katona, and Matsumoto comes back minus 270. When I saw these odds, I was like, oh my god, free money on Brad Katona. This dude's a grinder. He's going to just go in there and school this dude. And then I started watching film on Matsumoto, and this dude's a beast. He took on Dan Argueta, and he tapped Argueta out. And Argueta's like a bigger, stronger version of Brad Katona in my mind. They're both just pressure wrestlers that are going to box you a little bit, stay in your face the whole fight, and try to wear you down. Just cardio as a weapon type of thing. And Matsumoto, he's really skilled, hits hard, he's got good submission game, really good takedown defense. Film talked me out of this one, minus 270. I'm not going to bet on Matsumoto because we haven't seen enough out of him, and Dan Argueta is not very good. Brad Katona is a winner. He does find a way to win these fights, but I don't like it. Plus 220, I'd like to go with Brad Katona, but I think Matsumoto is going to win this one. And that brings us to our next fight of the night. We got Azu Almabayev taking on Matus Nicolau. Almabayev minus 190 favor over the one of the top ranked fighters, Matus Nicolau. Now Nicolau's coming off 2 knockout losses, one to Brandon Royval, the other Alex Perez. But those guys are at the top of the division, both top 5 fighters in and out. And I really like Nicolau at these odds. He's a good striker. He's got really good BJJ. He's good off his back. His losses are way better than any of Almabayev's wins. Almabayev's good, but I don't think he's all that. He's a decent wrestler, decent striker, but I don't think he's great anywhere. The plus 150 odds for Matus Nicolau, I have to get in there. So we're going to drop a huge number on it. 250 to win 650. Nicolau's striking is crisp. He's got really good kicks and knees. And he can find the guillotine anywhere. He can take your back, get the submission there. He can get a triangle off his back. There's just so many paths to victory for Nicolau. And, you know, we might lose big, but if we hit it, we're hitting big too. So that brings us to a veteran affair. We got Darren Elkins versus Daniel Pineda. Both guys over the hill big time. Elkins plus 105, minus 125 for for Pineda. And I liked how Pineda looked last time out versus Nathaniel Wood. He lost a unanimous decision, but he was hurting him. He was looking good in the first round especially. Comes out really aggressive. And Darren Elkins looks like a shell of his former self right now. I know he's coming off a win, but this dude goes out there and just looks like he's hoping that you gas out trying to beat him up, and he can take it. He gets cut every single fight. needs to retire. I like Pineda on this. I don't love him, but I like it. We're going to put 100 to win 170 on Daniel Pineda. So that's our pick on that. Not super confident, but I think Pineda's got a lot more left in the tank than Darren Elkins does. And then we have Brady Heastand taking on Jake Hadley, minus 150 for Brady Heastand. This is Jake Hadley's second fight at 135. He's a plus 125 dog. And I think the odds makers got this one right. Heastand's a pressure grappler. He's got good submissions. His striking's improving each fight. And Jake Hadley's okay, but he's had a lot of problems with pressure grapplers, guys that are going to hold him down. He's not big for the division. He's not super strong. And I think Heastand's been wrestling all his life. He switched to MMA as he got into his teenage years. But this dude's a beast. I think that he's going to keep improving. Minus 150. We're going to put 150 on Brady Heastand to win 250 on that one. So that's 500 of our bets down the drain right there. Now we got Charles Johnson, minus 235, taking on Suma Darji, plus 190. And Johnson's riding high. He's 3-fight win streak coming off a knockout over surging Joshua Van. He's looking good, and Suma Darji's skidding right now. But Suma Darji's not doing good against BJJ guys, against wrestlers, guys that are going to hold him down. And Charles Johnson's not that guy. He's going to push the pressure, but he's going to strike with you the whole time. And Suma Darji's a striking specialist. He's got a lot of power for 125. I like Suma Darji in this one. I like him a lot. Every way I look at it, I think Charles Johnson's going to keep it on the feet, and I love Charles Johnson. I love his fight style, but I think he's going to get caught and get knocked out. I got 250 on Suma Darji. Big underdog to win 725 back. We're going big this week because this card is fucking barren, so we had to make money where we could. Might lose it all. There's a chance of that every single week. All right, that brings us to our co-main event of the evening. We got Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips. Kyler Phillips is really good everywhere. He's got a really good submission game, good grappler, wrestling. His boxing is really good. I don't think he's necessarily a finisher, though. And Rob Font, he's a one-trick pony. We all know it. He goes against the top of the division and gets beat by any wrestler he fights. But his boxing is best in the division, by far. As far as the technical ability, he's not the most powerful guy, but he'll piece you up. And I think if he goes out there early, he could get that jab established. He could keep Kyler Phillips at range. It's a three-round fight. Rob Font's a veteran. I like Font in this. I don't know if I've seen enough from Kyler Phillips to put anything on him, especially he's a minus 400 favorite. Are you kidding me? We got to go with Font. We're going to sprinkle a little bit. We got 75 on him to win. 75 wins 300 on Rob Font, so plus 300 dog on that one. And then in the main event of the evening, we got Fluffy Hernandez taking on Michel Pereira. Striker versus grappler here. I love Pereira. I love how wild he comes out. He does flips in his fights, jumps off the cage, throw kicks. I mean, the guy's a human highlight reel. He's a beast, but he gasses out. He's looked a lot better since going to 185. But I think Hernandez is going to weather the storm, especially in a 5-round fight. I really like Hernandez in this because he's a guy that does weather the storm, wears on his opponents, and his grappling is so strong. He's submitted Rodolfo Vieira. I mean, this dude's a beast on the ground. I gotta go with Hernandez. I don't have the odds here on what he is. Don't know why I didn't write him down, but it says if I put 175 in, I get 290 back. So he's a favorite. I think I bet him as a minus 130 favorite. But that's what I got for you for this UFC card. Like I said, it's a bit of a dud. Not as big of a dud as the PFL is, and we're gonna have a pick 'em on that card coming at you as well. But that's what I got for you. Let me know your picks, what you think of this card. Is it as bad as I'm thinking it is? Because I'm usually pretty optimistic on these UFC cards. I look for the matchups, not just the names on it. But I'm not seeing a whole lot that I like here. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're so close to 100 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. And this has been Matt with Blood and Beer. Thank you.